Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and I will be one of the trainers for this hour. I will be teaching English, and the topic that we have will be cultural know-how. So how much do you know about other cultures? We will, of course, be practicing English. That will be the main thing about that. The learning goals that I have for you all are, let's see, learning goals are to learn new vocabulary and idioms, as well as practice speaking to develop fluency. So that is the plan, the learning goals that I have for you guys today. And anyway, let me show you the lesson real quick. So we'll start out with going over idioms, and we will do a matching, and then we will talk about the idioms. Then we will talk about cultural etiquette and guess whether these answers are true or not. Then we will check the answers by reading an article. After that, if there's time, we will go over vocabulary, and then we will talk about modal verbs for advice, possibility, and necessity. And that is if there's time. And we'll practice the grammar. And then we will end up with a talking point and discuss this topic. Okay, so that is the plan for this hour. Okay, and let me get you the link for this class. Bear with me a moment. So my name is Holly, and I'm from Idaho. It's in the United States. Right now it is 9 p.m. on a Friday evening, and somebody is here. Yay! Hi, Jabo. Hi, Alabek. How are you guys today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
What time is it now? What time is it now in Taiwan?
Right now it's noon time. Yeah, 12 p.m.
12 p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And hi, Alabek. How are you today?
Yes. Hello, Holly. I'm good. Now it's 10 a.m. in Kazakhstan, and we have a minus 10 degrees.
Oh, you're cold right now. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think we're at about plus 10. We're or even 15. So we're doing really well. Yeah. So what's the weather right now in Taiwan, Jabo?
Well, I'm lucky. Taiwan is very warm. Yeah, about 23 Celsius degrees. So we have very, very warm temperature.
Yeah, that sounds like it. So yeah, so we've got the extreme here. We've got minus 10 and then plus 15 and plus 20. You said 25. So
now shivering.
Yeah, and then of course we've got Igor here from Siberia. So Igor, what's the weather like where you're at?
I don't know. I don't know really. I just woke up and I just I've never been there.
Is it about minus 10 maybe? So.
Well, I may just check it.
Are you gonna check it real quick? I should check. I'd heard it was about 50 degrees Fahrenheit here, so that would be what, about 15. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah. So did everybody have a good week?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Did you, Alabek? Did you have a good week?
Yes, it was a pretty good week.
Good. Yeah, and we had Thanksgiving yesterday, which was really, really nice. So.
Did you have big meal?
Excuse me?
Yeah. Did you have big meal? Okay.
So yeah, the traditional turkey meal. Yes.
Okay. In Finland also celebrate Thanksgiving, right?
No, Finland. So I'm in the States though. So
Oh, right now you're in the States. Okay.
yeah, I lived in Finland for 11 years and returned to the States about 5 years ago.
Oh, I see. I see. Mm.
So yeah, so but the longest I've ever lived in any one town was Tampere, Finland. So I still feel like it's part of who I am. So yeah, but it has been a while. It doesn't feel like it's been 5 years. It feels like it's been only 1 or 2 years. So, but yeah, the Americans would usually get together and have a Thanksgiving dinner, but it depended on the year as well. So, and it's hard. It's also very hard to find the ingredients for American food sometimes. So, all right. Well, the topic today is cultural know-how. And so we're going to go over some idioms, and hopefully you guys will learn some new idioms. And then we will read an article about how different cultures are different. So we've got Kazakhstan, Russia, and Taiwan, and in the U.S. And so, have any of you guys ever lived in any other country? Are you familiar with other countries? I take your silence as a no. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know about China.
What?
China, mainland China. Yeah, just beside Taiwan. Mainland China.
Okay. You know mainland China? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And Alibek, do you know are you familiar with any other cultures besides your own?
Yes, but I didn't been at so many countries, but I know.
So you're.
I know only common things, of course.
Okay. Basic stereotypes. Okay. How about you, Igor?
No, I've never lived in another country,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not really great in knowing what's going on in other countries.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
I know a thing or two.
Okay. All right. I have become more and more familiar through the years just because of the type of work I do. So I'm then of course first-hand knowledge is just a few countries for me. So, all right, let's study the following sentences and match each underlined idiom to its correct definition below. So I'm going to read through the correct definitions real quick, and then I'll have you guys read the sentences. So A, change your position in order to make it easier to reach an agreement. B, do something for someone because they have done something for you. C, do what other people are doing. D, keep your position even if people try to criticize you. E, misunderstood. F, pay 50% of the bill each. G, protect your reputation. And H, taken out for expensive meals. Okay. So number one, Alibek, could you read this one?
Okay. At the end of the meal, we decided to go Dutch.
Okay.
I think it relates with pay 50% of the bill.
Yes, it is. Except one thing that's interesting is at least in my family, in my group of friends, to go Dutch doesn't necessarily mean 50%. It means basically you pay for your food and I'll pay for my food. So if that means it's 50%, but say for example one person might spend $20 on a steak dinner where the other person might have spent $10 on spaghetti or something like that. So that's I don't completely agree that it's pay 50% of the bill each. It might not always be that. So, but that is the correct answer. Okay, the next one. If you want to win the I'm sorry, number two. Igor, could you read that one?
If you want to win the argument, you should stick to your guns.
Okay. And what does to stick to your guns mean?
Well, to stay on your opinion.
Okay, keep your opinion. And what number is that for the matching?
Let me just quickly go through them.
Okay.
Keep your position even if people try to criticize you.
Yes, keep your position even if people try to criticize you. Correct. All right, Jabo.
Yes.
Can you read number 3 and match it?
Okay. Thank you for all your help. I hope someday we can return the compliment. I guess the B, do something for someone because they have done something for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so that is B. Okay, and number 4, Alibek, could you read that one?
Okay, the politician managed to save face by escaping blame for the mistake. I think that keep your position even if people try to criticize it's 4-4. I think.
No, to save face is a little bit different than that one.
And
so
maybe change your position, you know.
No, to save your.
Okay, protect your reputation. Yes.
Yeah, to save face is to protect your reputation, exactly. And I think in some cultures it's more important to save face than in other cultures.
Yes.
And it's one thing that I've learned.
If it's okay, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's for the number 3. Return the compliment.
Yes.
I think I've never heard return the compliment, but I did hear return the favor.
Mm-hmm.
So which one is more
common?
Yeah, more widely used.
I think they're both about the same. But return the compliment has more to do with what you will say to somebody or about somebody, where return the favor might be what you do for somebody. But as far as which one is more common, I think they're both about the same.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. All right. And Ake, are you there? Welcome. Can you speak yet?
Hello?
Hello, yes, you can. Yay! How are you? Hello?
Me?
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. Today we're doing cultural know-how. Could you read number 5?
My screen is still blank, so I couldn't
So
see.
I'll have somebody else
I
do it.
cannot see.
Go on. Okay, no problem. So Jabo, could you read number 5?
Okay.
Everyone
Go
at the
ahead.
party wearing special costumes, and we have to follow suit.
Okay.
See, do what other people are doing.
Do what other people are doing. Okay. Yeah. Okay, and number 6, Igor, could you read that one?
During the negotiation, they decided to give ground in order to reach an agreement. Yeah. Give ground, I think. Well, give ground is just like trying to accept what others are thinking.
Yeah, give ground is to compromise.
Yeah. I don't see anything there.
Okay. Read A.
Yeah. Change your position in order to make it easier to reach an agreement.
Yeah, which is pretty much what compromising is. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 7, thank you. Alibek, could you read number 7?
Okay, we were wined and dined all over the city.
Okay, so we were wined and dined all over the city.
Wined and dined all over the city.
Okay, so what one is that?
I guess maybe it's misunderstood.
No.
Oh, maybe taken out for expensive meal.
Yes. So if they take you out for expensive meals, they'll be to wine it. They'll be wining and dining you. So taking you to good meals, feeding and drink. You'll drink wine and eat really good meals. So
Yeah.
okay. Number 8. I was trying to be polite, but he got the wrong idea. And
Yeah,
the answer here
the
is
most
E.
difficult one. Yeah, E.
Yeah, the most different one. Yeah, exactly. So he was misunderstood. He got the wrong idea. And I think that happens a lot with couples. She or he, one of them is only seeing the other as a friend, and the other is seeing that person differently. So, okay. So, question for you, Alabek. In Kazakhstan, is it common for people to go Dutch in your country?
Not as in the United States or in Europe, but we have a tradition. If someone is invited, there's some company to join to some restaurant. Very common when that person is paying for the bill.
And that person
But
pays for their own.
yes,
Okay. But when you go out with your friends, who pays?
if we go on with friends, of course we going to Dutch after
Okay.
the party or
Okay.
something like that.
Okay. Yeah, in some countries, for example, in Korea, when I lived there, it may have changed, of course, through the years, but when I lived there in Korea, they didn't have the concept of going Dutch, and so usually the oldest person paid unless that person was the honored guest, and then they would work it out amongst it. Sometimes they would pool it and so forth. But so okay, next one. Igor, how about in Russia? Do you guys have a tradition of paying Dutch or going Dutch when you
That
go
all
to a
depends
restaurant?
on the circumstances. For
Uh-huh.
example, if we go to a restaurant with my girlfriend, then it's not really cool to go Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
Yes.
a man, you're supposed to pay for the meal.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go with your friends, just with your friends, then it's common just go Dutch.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it depends. For example, if it's your birthday and you
Uh-huh.
arrange them to go to a restaurant, then you're supposed to pay for it.
Okay. How about if you go with your parents?
I
If you go to-
think it depends.
Mhm.
For example, if I will go with my parents, then I will pay for them, no problem.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
if you're not really well off, I don't know, maybe you can just go Dutch.
Okay. Yeah. I know that my mom called me. I was several weeks ago now on a Sunday, and she knew I wasn't busy, and she said, "Holly, will you go to such and such restaurant with me?" And she doesn't like me to always have to pay for her, and so she said, "No, this time we will go Dutch," and she used
Yeah,
that idiom and so
that's
forth.
also the thing of pride.
Yeah, yeah, and well, she said what happened though is I realized when we were halfway there that I didn't have my correct wallet, and so she ended up paying for both of us. So, all right, but I did pay her back. So, Jabo, how about in
Yeah.
Taiwan? Do you guys go Dutch in Taiwan?
Go Dutch in Taiwan is not common. I mean, in Taiwan, someone who invites the meal will pay. Usually, they will pay the meal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if my supervisor invite us to a dinner, my supervisor will always pay all the bills. But we will pretend to go into the counter to pay, but our supervisor usually say, "Oh no, I pay for it. Yeah, don't pay." Yeah.
Have you ever been in a situation where you go to pretend and then the supervisor lets you pay, or whoever
No,
lets you pay?
usually we just pretend, but we are not willing to pay the bill. It's a polite way. Just you pretend to pay the bill, but actually we are not going to. Yeah, we were just only saying, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I will
you
pay
know.
the bill. But
You know.
supervisor always say, "Oh, I will pay it. No problem. Yeah, don't
Uh-huh.
worry." Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Okay. All right, Alibek, how important is it in Kazakhstan to save face?
I think it's important for all cultures in all over the world, but maybe in some countries it is more important for the people. Yes, we trying to keep our face, save our face in some situation. But I didn't notice that that kind of tradition in our government. So
Okay.
it's maybe you have that political tradition, but we don't have it.
Okay.
But other people, yes, of course, they're trying to be very to save their face.
Okay. Now I'm going to put this in the context of how I learned about saving face. And that's in an English class. My second year teaching was in 1995. I was teaching in a little town just north of Seoul, Korea, and I was 2 or 3 times a week. I was going to this company that they developed the air conditioners for the Ford motor cars. I don't remember their name, and I worked, I think, for the finance. I taught for the finance and the marketing team. And what was interesting about that is that I'd come in and the students would sit around, and I could not get anyone to speak. And the only one that was really willing to speak or really spoke very much was the boss, or the oldest person in the group. And I was confused by that. And one day, this man did not come to class. And then all of a sudden, the students were talking. And so I asked, I finally asked, why are you talking now when you normally do not? And their English was a lot better than this man's. And they told me that in Korea, the person is their senior, and if they have to save, he will lose face if he speaks English in front of them. And I mean, no, if they are better at English than him, so they do not speak at all.
What a charming thing.
Yeah, and I was very, very surprised. So in Korea they have juniors and seniors. If they have juniors and seniors, I found it interesting that if the seniors were gone, then the younger people were very talkative. But if the seniors were there, they were not very talkative. And then a couple years later, I moved to Finland, and in Finland, I had secretaries and CEOs in the same classroom, and they didn't care who had the worst English. So, is that similar? Have you guys ever heard of that kind of situation where you guys, since you guys all speak English very well, you could all speak English. You all speak English really well, but you decide you can't make yourself look better than your boss. Is that just a Korean thing?
Yeah, similar to Taiwan. Yeah,
is it similar to?
Yeah, because we like to respect our boss. Yeah, to show respect. So our boss will say first, and we just say after. Yeah.
Yeah, and if the boss if his English is worse than you, do you just not say anything? Or
I will help him, yeah, to say something, yeah. But I didn't say whole things, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How about in Russia? Does it matter?
Well, it may matter if you're, try to butter your boss up.
So it depends on the boss.
Well, no, it depends on you.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
a type of a person who likes buttering up your boss.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this kind of thing would be, frowned upon.
Okay. Yeah. I think it depends on the culture. I think I don't know. Ake.
Hello, yes.
Hi. Question for you. In Japan, is it
Mhm.
important for the people who are is it important for your boss and the senior people in your company to at
Mhm.
least have the appearance that they have better English?
To have better English for them?
Yeah, is it better in Korea? It was they had to if people had if they're a junior had worse English, I mean, it had better English, they would not speak in class.
Probably so. If they don't speak well, they don't speak English.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, and then how about in Kazakhstan, Alabek?
I think that kind of cultural tradition is it's not true. It's only relates with the South Asian cultural countries because they have a strong traditional etiquette from their history,
Uh-huh.
and it's good because they trying to
Respect.
keep, yes, to respect
Yeah.
it, to regard that their own tradition.
Mm-hmm.
We have maybe a partly the same thing with some kind of, but I can't say that it's we use it widely.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
That
But
that means I don't speak English in front of seniors.
no, it means like for example, you missed the story. When I was teaching in Korea, I taught this group
Mhm.
of finance and marketing
Mhm.
guys, and when the seniors in the group were in the class, they would be the
Mhm.
only ones that would speak.
English.
And English, yeah, they would. I had it was about 10 or 15 students in the class, and
Mhm.
only the seniors would speak. And one day,
Mhm.
um, the juniors were the only ones there, and so I
Mhm.
asked, and they it turned out they spoke English very very well, where
Mhm.
the seniors or the older people did not.
Mhm.
And so I asked them
Mhm.
why they don't speak in class, and they said that it is their way
Ah.
in Korea to save their boss's face, so that their boss doesn't look bad in front of them, in front of me. So they
It's a
cannot show
different
they
from
can't show up their
classroom.
boss.
It's
Yeah,
classroom
that's in
and
the classroom.
company. Yeah,
Is it?
in the classroom, if the relationship is equal, as a student, maybe
Uh,
people talk in English, but if it is an offshore meeting or something, maybe in the
mhm,
company, maybe some people might care about a kind of a hierarchy. But if it is
mhm,
English speaking is necessary, maybe they would speak or help that seniors.
mhm.
It's up to the
Yeah,
situation.
it might.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be. And like I was telling them that this is based only on the English speaking in the way I saw that based on an English
Mhm.
class, which was my
Well,
experience. So
perhaps they just need separate classes for
no,
superiors and
yeah,
inferiors.
that's what they should have done. I think that the company was trying to save money. But I know that in Finland, when I went to Finland 2 years later, I had no problems when the bosses and the subordinates were in the same group. Most of the time. Sometimes you'd have a boss that would dominate it, but it was only because their English was better. So, all right, let's go on. Okay, well, let's look at these statements and decide whether the statements are true or false, and then we'll check our answers by reading the article. So, okay, can you read number 1, and can you tell us what you think? Tell us your guess.
Okay. In Singapore, the word no is considered impolite.
Mm-hmm.
And guess should I say
Yeah.
yes or no or
All right,
true
true
or
or
false?
false? True or false? Yeah.
Saying no considered impolite. I don't know exactly. Maybe they say the different word or something like
Uh-huh.
that. Should be true.
Okay. So you're not sure.
You should know. I'm sure. Mhm.
Okay. So okay. All right. And Alabek, what's your guess?
I think I remember I heard about that. I think it's true.
True? Okay, so you've heard this. You've heard this possibly. Okay. All right. And Igor, what's your guess?
Well, my guess is that I think sometimes no can be impolite.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think it's partially true, at least partially true.
Okay. All right. And Java,
Yeah,
Java,
I guess it is true because Singapore is also Asia country. I mean, Asia country is very shy to say no. They were afraid of to offend someone, so they probably don't say no. Just keep
Okay.
silent. Just keep silent. Yeah.
is that a similar trait in Taiwan then as well?
Yeah. I agree.
Okay. Yeah, and this isn't are Singaporeans also Chinese as well, technically? Not culturally, but
They look like Chinese, yeah, but
Yeah.
maybe their ancestor is also come from mainland China. I don't know. Yeah.
okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering is if they're ancestrally, if it's more Chinese. So, okay, next one, number 2, Alabek, can you read that one and tell us what you think? Hello?
Maybe his computer
Yeah.
is out of battery. Yeah.
Yeah, he said his battery was going down, so maybe he's gone there. But I'm so paranoid about dropping out myself that when I hear silence, I'm like, oh no. Igor, why don't you read number 2?
In Greece, you should nod your head upwards to say yes.
Okay. And
I don't
what
know
do
whether you should. Well, you definitely can to say this. So
Okay.
I'm not sure, just a question mark.
question mark for you? Okay. So, Ake, what would you say on yours? True, false, or question mark?
Should not. Your hair is too yes. Or maybe yes.
So you say true?
Um,
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And Alabek, can you speak, or are you in the?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
still
good.
here.
Awesome. So what do you think? Do you think that's true or false of Greece?
Nod your head upwards to say yes. I don't know. Maybe it's true because the Greece people are very emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, maybe it's true.
Okay. And Igor, what's your get? You said a question mark on that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Jabo, what about you?
It's a little bit weird to nod your head outward. Usually people nod your head downward to say yes, but I guess maybe true. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna guess it's true. Okay, in Italy, it's a bad idea to turn up late for a meeting. What do you think? Is that true or false? Ake, what would you say?
Maybe true. They are more flexible about time.
Okay, so it's a truth that they're more flexible. So would that mean it would be a bad? It's still a bad idea, or since you said they're more flexible?
Probably it's not right, but many people do that. Maybe
Okay.
it's fantasy. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
so I think based on what you said, you believe it's probably false. Because when you say it is a bad idea to turn up late for a meeting, it means you can't turn up late for a meeting. You
Yeah,
cannot be
right.
flexible.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
okay. No worries. Okay, and then Alabek did end up leaving, so maybe he'll get his battery working again. Igor, how about you?
Well, here it's a bad idea to turn up late for a meeting. It kind of depends on the meeting. It's like, if it's a date, it's okay for a girl to turn up late. But if it's a business meeting, then it's absolutely no to turn up late.
So how about in Italy though?
Well, I think it's true, but maybe nobody nobody cares or something like that.
Okay. Okay. And Jabo, what do you think?
I guess Italy is from Europe. Europe people, their life is very laid back, very different.
Okay.
Background. Okay. I mean their life is very laid back. So I think it's okay to turn out late for a meeting. So I
Okay.
think both. Yeah.
False. Okay.
Yeah.
You said false. Okay. Okay. In the Netherlands, it's a bad idea to turn up late for a meeting. What do you think? Is that true or false?
I think it is true. Yeah, because people there is very punctual.
Okay.
They have a time idea. Yeah.
Okay. And Ake, what would you say?
Hero
Okay.
the right back.
Wonder if he's gone too.
Hero put the right back in the chat.
Oh, did he? Oh, he wrote BRB. Okay. So, Igor, what do you think?
Well, as I said, I think it's always a bad idea to turn up late for a meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is, especially in the business culture. I think there's a difference between business culture and company culture, and then the country culture. So, okay. So in Japan, the business card is very important and should be treated with respect. And Ake's not here, but Igor, what's your guess?
What's a business card?
A business card is the little card that you give people, is showing a little bit about your business and your name, address. It's kind of a name card.
Well, knowing Japanese people, I would say this is true. They really care about these kind of things.
Mm-hmm. So in Russia, is it common to have business cards?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay.
We call it a visitor card.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. So this is pretty much what it is. Something like this. It's a name card. And usually, if you go somewhere where you're networking, you need to have your business cards. Okay.
But in Russia, if somebody has given you this card, you are obliged to accept it. But you can, just throw it away when the person who gave it is not around.
Oh, when in Japan, not Japan, in Korea, if somebody gives you a card, you must say something about it, especially if it's in English. So, okay, what would you say? Is this true or false?
Okay, business card, yeah. We need to treat specially, special manner actually.
Huh? Yeah, specific way. I know. I was taught the Korean way to exchange business cards, and it's
kind of we need to accept card in both hands, and put the card on the table while we are talking to the customer.
And with respect and so forth. Jabo, do you agree? So
yeah, I agree because Japan is in that Taiwan. When two businessmen meet at the first time, they will show the business card first. Yeah, because business card can let each other people to know about their companies, and it's a very easy way to know about it. So I think Japanese will consider business card very important. Yeah.
Okay. And number 6, in Russia, you should not argue during business deals. We'll start with Ake, and then Igor can tell us whether it's true or false. Ake, what's your guess?
False, probably.
False. Okay.
I should not. False.
Okay. Igor, talk to us. Is that true or false?
In Russia, you should not argue during business deals. Well, it depends.
It depends on the business deal.
Well, it's like if you're like just in theory, it's none of your business to argue about business deals. It's definitely true. But if you're the one who are expected to make those business deals, then you have to argue just for your own sake.
Okay. And Jabo.
Yeah,
What's
I
your
guess
guess?
this is true.
Yeah,
Because
Igor just said it was.
when when they do business deals, they're very. I don't want to offend Russian people. They are a little bit stubborn to what they are doing. Yeah. So they will
Yeah.
see the point.
I would say instead of stubborn, this is a word I would use, is assertive.
Oh, assertive. Okay, this
As,
euphemism.
yeah, assertive. It doesn't really mean stubborn, but assertive assertive means a person that knows their mind and they're going to say what they think. And some cultures, I think, are more assertive than others, and it's actually a very good trait to be assertive. So, all right, number 7. In Turkey, you should not insist on sharing the restaurant bill with your host. Do you guys think that's true or false? Okay, what's your guess?
And maybe hosts pay for it because I heard Turkey is the hospitality is very important, so
yeah,
host will pay it.
Okay, what do you think, Igor?
I have no idea.
You have no idea. Okay, so we'll give you your bye. Okay, Jabba, what do you think?
I guess it is true because host invites other people to the restaurant. So I think hosts need to pay the bills.
And I've heard that in Turkey you might end up you go for a negotiation and you'll end up talking to that person about all kinds of other things and not business until that person trusts you, and it might take 12 hours of spending time with them, or even several days, but the relationship is more important than the actual business. So, and number 8, in Mexico, you should be careful about proposing dinner arrangements with your client. What do you think, Ake? True or false?
Careful about proposing dinner arrangement with your client. What does mean proposing dinner arrangement?
When you propose something, it's basically another word for suggest. So, so to propose might be to suggest. So in Mexico, you should be careful about suggesting dinner arrangements.
What time or which restaurant or something like that?
Yeah.
Probably true. I'm not sure.
Okay. So your guess is true, but we'll read it and find out. Okay, and Igor, what's your guess?
Well, I think it's true.
Okay. And then Jabo, your guess is?
I think it is true because when you arrange dinner arrangements, I think it's easier to get a business from the table. Yeah. So I think Mexico people are very clever to do that. Yeah.
Instead of Mexico people, I would actually use the nationality. I would say Mexicans are very clever instead of Mexico people. Okay, let's go on. Cultural know-how. Learning about a country's culture can help you secure good working relations on your travels. Okay, number 1. Jabo, could you read number 1?
Okay. Do you arrive 10 minutes early for an important business meeting in Rio, or 10 minutes late in Amsterdam? In Moscow, Amsterdam. In Moscow, is it a good idea to get ground at the early stage of the negotiations? And in Istanbul, should you offer to go Dutch with the host on the restaurant bill?
Okay, thank you. Number 2, Igor, could you read that one?
Mastering the local etiquette can be more valuable than learning the language, because so much of the world does business English, or a form of English. Beware that an English word phrase doesn't always mean the same thing abroad, warns Michael Bennett, who sells security systems in Southeast Asia. In Japan and Singapore, they'll feel that, oh, is an impolite word and will sometimes say yes to avoid causing offense. What they really mean is, I understand what you're saying, not I agree. I'm told that in Indonesia there are 12 words for yes that mean precisely the opposite. Oh my god.
Oh wow. So number 3. Okay, can you read that next one?
Even the movement of your head can be open to misinterpretation. Publisher Robin Tocqueville has had difficulties in Athens. The Greeks traditionally use an upward nod of the head to say no, and a tilt of the head from side to mean yes. I was ready for that, but didn't realize the younger generation have learned to do it our way. Confusion all around. If in doubt, keep still.
Yeah, just don't move your head at all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because I think that because of the technology and the fact that fact that everything is more instantaneous, I think the younger generations are a lot more synchronized together. So number 3, I guess we've read number 3. Sorry, number 4. Jabo, could you read that?
Okay. The issue of punctuality is almost as complicated. Oil company executive Marco Thorburn deliberately turns up the few minutes late for meetings in Brazil because Brazilians believe latecomers are more likely to be commercially successful than people who arrive early. They are impressed by people who are relaxed enough not to worry about the clock. The Italians take a similar attitude. They believe that arriving late shows who is the boss. However, don't risk that in the Netherlands. The Dutch fraud upon lateness. Once fear finance agent James Hito. They believe that people who can't use their time wisely cannot be trusted.
Okay. The Dutch frown upon lateness.
A frown.
Yeah, frown. Okay. And Igor, could you read the next one?
Which one? Sorry.
Number 5.
Kindle has also experienced the ceremony of what?
Okay, here.
Of exchanging business cards in Japan. The business card is seen representing the individual, so the whole affair has to be treated with respect. You must accept your client's card with both hands, perhaps admiring it, and then place it carefully in your card holder.
Or in front of you.
I was right.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent. Okay, and okay, number 6.
Okay, and the social side of Japanese commerce can also unnerve the Western visitor, who might have to go karaoke bar and sing. Many Japanese businessmen like to conclude business by performing their favorite song in a karaoke bar, says management trainer Nico Waden. You are expected to follow suit.
Okay, number 7. In Russia, the ritual of the business meeting is more theatrical skill. I've seen temper tantrums, sudden walkouts, table thumping, and so on. But it's all part of the fun, says Michael Bennett. And they admire you more if you stick to your guns. Seeking a compromise early is seen as a sign of weakness. In almost every business community around the world, the host pays for the meal. Malcolm Thorburn was wined and dined in Istanbul, and all went well until he insisted on paying his share. It caused real embarrassment, he recalls. In Turkey, the idea of sharing a bill is quite alien. The best policy is to thank your host and return the compliment at the first opportunity. Insurance underwriter Toni Morrison caused supper time embarrassment in Mexico 5 years ago. I was working late with a client, and midway through the evening I felt so hungry I suggested we carry on working at a nearby restaurant. The client thought this was a sign I had a romantic interest in him. When I realized he'd got the wrong idea, I started to laugh, which made things even worse. The only way of getting out of it was to enable him to save face, so I accepted all the blame for the misunderstanding. Oh, wow. So, okay. Are there any words or phrases in here that you guys did not know? Okay.
Unnerve.
Unnerve. Okay.
Unnerve.
If something unnerves you, okay, that is okay. It's in this one. Can also unnerve a Western visitor. Okay, unnerve basically makes a person very nervous and insecure. If you're unnerved by something, yeah. No, in Taiwan, do you guys also have this karaoke culture?
Yeah.
With
In Taiwan, I think the after dinner entertainment is also very important. Businessmen like to go to karaoke bar for singing to talk about business. I think this is a quick way to make a deal, on both sides.
In Korea it was as well. They had something also called a noraebang. Do you guys have something similar in your countries? And what that was just it was a small room with a TV set and a karaoke machine for parties of up from 4 to 10 people or something like that. Did you guys have those? Do you guys have those?
Yeah, in Taiwan we have the small house, small shop for karaoke.
And they're kind of singing rooms.
Yeah, singing room, and there are some kind of karaoke machine there. And, people can insert a coin to sing one song or two songs, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that was very common. I remember going out with my students, and we'd go drink some soju, maybe get some dinner, drink some soju, and then we'd end up the time in a noraebang, because noraebangs were cheaper than karaoke bars. And of course, this was 20 years ago. I don't know if it's the same now, but okay. Now, Igor, is that true in Russia?
About singing?
Number 7. It says in Russia, the ritual business meeting is more theatrical skill. I've seen temper tantrums, sudden walkouts, table thumping, and so on, but it's all part of the fun. And they admire you more if you stick to your guns. Seeking a compromise early is seen as a sign of weakness. Do you know if that's true?
I don't think it's a rule. I don't. Well, I think maybe to some extent, but it's not really a rule.
Okay, somebody's Skyping you.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I totally understand this Skyping thing. It's, okay. All right, let's go on. Let's see if we were right or not. Okay, so number 1. Number 1, the answer was true. So everybody who tried got it correct. So number 2, the answer is false, and everybody got it wrong. Number 3, the answer is false. And number 4, it's a bad idea. That one was definitely true. And number 5, in Japan, we all got that one right. And then number 6, that's true. And actually, wait. In number 6, in Russia, you should not argue during business deals.
Actually, it said that you should argue.
Yeah, that's false. I just looked at the answer.
Yeah,
you should stick to your guns, but you should argue. Okay.
I'm sorry for, that followed up with the lesson. It's like, it was okay, no problem.
Yeah. It really depends. And in Mexico, you should be careful about proposing dinner arrangements. Has that ever happened to you guys? Will you suggest a dinner or lunch to a girl, and you're just thinking platonic, and she starts thinking that you're asking them for a date? Has that ever happened?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, in Taiwan, to invite someone to have a dinner is very common. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So it's not considered that way if you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And how about in Japan and Russia? Is it normal to suggest to a colleague, let's go get some dinner and finish up here?
Maybe only two of them could be misunderstandable.
Okay, could be a misunderstanding. Okay, and how
But
about
the
in
other group, maybe.
Uh-huh. A group would be fine, but if it's just two, there could be that misunderstanding. Okay. And how about in Russia, Igor?
Sorry. Could you repeat your question?
Yeah, I know. He's Skyping everybody. That's okay. In Russia, no, in Mexico, that last sentence, that last paragraph where they described that a person suggested to a colleague that they go to dinner and finish up the work at dinner, and the person took it the wrong way and thought he was suggesting a romantic dinner.
No, I see what you're trying to say. Yes, that's true. If you're proposing a dinner, if, for example, you're male or like proposing a dinner to an opposite sex, I think, and it can be seen like a romantic encounter.
Okay, so it can if it's so. Ake said the best rule is to suggest it in groups.
Well, I think the best thing just to say that it is nothing but a business deal. But sometimes, people may just think that it's just an excuse to get you on a romantic date.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Well, it looks like we're actually almost out of time. So, all right. Yeah. So there's. Did I show you? Did I include the link to this for if you guys want to study on your own? Yeah, I did. Okay. So, real quick, what etiquette advice would you give to a foreign visitor seeking to do business in Taiwan, Jabo?
Seeking to do business, okay. Just okay. Maybe I think sure a business card is very important, and when at the first time two best businessmen meet together, yeah. And
so
and it's better to shake hand when two people see the first time.
Okay. Okay. To shake hands. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you. And Igor, what would you say?
Okay. Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Don't budge too soon. And be reasonable.
Okay. Don't rush and don't compromise